The average cop does not want to shoot a black person or anybody else. It's a real good way to ruin your career. Are there lunatics? Absolutely there are. But are they even a blip on the radar screen? No, but the media creates the perception, just like the metal robot shark. People won't swim 35 years later in the ocean because of Jaws. I want to go to Terry in Utah. Navy, preparations for civil unrest. I want to talk to Will, talking about BLM and what they're doing. The Dallas shooting, Nelson wants to talk about. Dave wants to talk about Dallas shooting and more. Toll-free number to join us, 800-25-99-231. But whatever you do, take advantage of the 20 to 40% off on the storable foods. That ends on Monday. And discounts of 20% off of nutraceuticals, 10% off on all of the nutraceuticals across the board. Free shipping's being offered, 10% off on auto ship, a bunch more. And it funds the operation, InfoWarsStore.com. If you'd have told me 25 years ago when I first got politically active that we'd be seeing open George Soros attempted overthrow of the U.S. with the collaborator media trying to start a race war, I'd have told you were nuts. Peter Schiff's coming up in a little while to break down the economy. Boy, that guy's been dead on. We're taking your phone calls right now on the situation. Let's go to Terry in Utah. Terry, what is your take on this? I mean, is Obama and George Soros not openly hyping this? Is Soros not funding it? I mean, if I ran around organizing some group that was running around saying kill police, I'd be arrested and I should. I mean, is George Soros not the author of this? And are they trying to escalate civil unrest?
Yes, they are. I wanted to call and thank you for what you had talked about 15 years ago about preparations for this time that would come. We have done all the preparations that you suggested, and I thank you very much. We have stocked up on everything that you mentioned, and I hope everybody else will listen and do the same thing.
Well, I tell you, I mean, I've always been prepared because I know collapse can happen any time in a fiat system, but I always thought, oh, we're going to avert it. I'm losing sleep. People see me around here, man. I'm getting the firearms ready, the food, the whole 9 yards, the wells, the solar stuff. I mean, the solar panels just aren't hanging off the side of the house now. I've got them plugged in using them. And it's because I don't have the money to run to New Zealand like all these people, and I'm not going to run either. But I'm telling you, I legitimately I mean, my spirit is just like on fire right now. I can feel, look, we ain't seen nothing yet. Obama or the globalists could set off a freaking nuke to blame it on patriots or something. I'm telling you, they're going for broke. It's just like the sword, to use the allegory of the analogy before, the New York Times says I'm serious. They've actually done that, or liberal publications or whatever. Where you got the sword sting when goblins are nearby or whatever, it glows blue. I mean, my sword is just on fire glowing blue right now. Go ahead, sorry.
Well, I know hundreds of military that are doing exactly what you suggested 15 years ago. And they all thank you for the preparations and the warnings. It's all here. And I hope people understand that our lives are very important. And if we don't prepare, Infowars.com has given us so much that we've got for preparations, and I really thank you so much.
Well, brother, we're all in this together. The more people awake, the more people we got a shot. So this is pure self-preservation, but thank you. We're in this together. Their whole attack profile is about us being dependent on them. So all I know is I looked around and I really wasn't that prepared. And so I'm just saying whatever people can do, get prepared. The most important thing is having friends you can count on. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do. I sold everything I had to make sure that I was prepared for the future.
Let me ask you this question. Hopefully we can avert this by Big Enough Awakening. Is there a chance in your gut that they could bite off more than they can chew, jump the shark, and this whole thing backfires on them?
I hope it does, but I have a feeling that it's going to get worse.
I just know it's crazy for Obama. We played the clip earlier to come out and say we need to reform the police and imply that somehow that's what made them get shot. I mean, that's crazy.
Well, they made the police the way they are. They wanted them to be violent. They wanted them to cause unrest.
Well, there are some crazy paramilitary police, like the cops in Albuquerque shooting that homeless guy. And then there's the squad car audio where he goes, "I'm going to kill this guy for fun." Yeah, they shouldn't be hiring psychopaths. And then there are some really bad cops. It's true. But again, are police killing 980 people a year? Is that the #1 issue in the country?
No.
I mean, yeah, they're aborting 3 or 4 million kids a year. 10,000 plus people, die every year falling in their shower. I mean, it's just, most of those police shootings are justified. And so I'm not, I shouldn't even have to be talking about it. I appreciate your call. It's just, I'm into statistics, folks, and flesh-eating bacteria are killing hundreds of thousands of people a year. I almost had it eat my leg off 6 years ago. I've had family die from it. That's an issue, okay? We've got their profile. We know their attack plan. Folks, listen to us. We'll stop them. But you got to admit there's a world government. You got to admit it's out to destroy this country. You got to admit it wants to destroy prosperity. You got to admit it wants to sow racial division. You got to admit it wants to empower radical Islam to take over. I just do not have the rhetoric to describe how bad things are, how serious and how grave. I mean, I was in the bathroom during the break, brushing my teeth after I ate lunch, and I just looked in the mirror, and I was just like, oh, my God, it's worse than we thought it was. And like every other criminal system of the past, the elite can't help it. They just got to have full power. They're going for broke. And the other elite that aren't that corrupt are just intimidated and don't know what to do and are covering their butts. And that may have kept them in power before when things were more stable. You're going to be destroyed, establishment, with what you've turned loose. This is crazy town. And that's why so many billionaires are heading for the hills. We told you about that 6-7 years ago. It's in the news every day now. We got Peter Schiff coming up. I'm going right back to your phone calls right now, but I need to go to a few of these calls. But look at this video that I shot last night. Putin issues desperate warning of World War III. He issued that 3 weeks ago, and we mentioned it then. It got no coverage in the West, so I did this video with new warnings. And the video went up last night at like 8 o'clock at night. It's only got 117,000 views. If I put out a video of a stupid cop or a bad cop beating some innocent person, it gets 8 million, 10 million views. And by the way, then we would make thousands of dollars off that clip on YouTube. You know what I do now? I'm not covering up for the police. When there's some horrible video of the cops, we know everyone else has it. We're not posting it, and we're not making money off of it. And I'll tell you why. Because it's already saturated. It's already seen everywhere. It's already pushing into the plan to get us all killing each other and creating racism. That's what multiculturalism, leftism does. All it does is hype differences and then make everybody think that everybody's screwing each other over. I mean, we do cover some of the bad police stuff. We do show it, but I don't even want to watch this stuff anymore because I understand the statistics and I know they're misrepresenting it to totally everybody at each other's throats. I'll tell you what I do go watch, though. I do watch the new abortion videos. I do watch the new undercover videos. I don't want to look at those either, but, man, you know what? We air them here, even though it's offensive and people don't like it. I don't like it either. In fact, that's not an accurate statement. We don't play them. I don't really play a lot of them on my show anymore. That's all I used to do. And it's like a cheap trick or something, you know? And I'm just not going to be part of it. I'm going to go to your phone calls. There's 2 clips I want to play first, and I'm going right to them. This is Obama again. He goes after the guns. I got a couple of these clips. Yeah, he brings up racial issues, all of it. And he's been doing this all week leading up to the shooting to get a major media push to change the subject off the foreign banks that have taken the country over and are screwing 99.9% of us. I mean, I tell you, I got poor white family, and I've been in poor black folks' houses. They're the same people. And the weird thing is I can't even hate dumb people anymore. I just feel sorry for them because I know how stupid they are. This guy that went and killed these cops, he thought he was a hero. He thought he was standing up for something because the media had literally brainwashed him. Dallas cops are saying, we don't know how you do something like this. You don't know how you do it? When you got the president and Al Sharpton and Google saying, yeah, we need to reform the police after this shooting. All that does is encourage it. It's the power of the media. Before they advertised cigarettes to women, less than 1% smoked cigarettes. As soon as they started pushing advertisements to get women to smoke cigarettes, it went to over half in 2 years. Read the advertising books. I have. Well, you advertise kill cops, that's going to happen. And that'll tell you the type of people we've got running this country. That's why I'm so angry. It's why I'm so aggressive these days. I need to not be like that with my family or my crew, because I am just so serious as a man now. I don't play games anymore. Because I'm telling you, I can feel it getting closer. I can see it. I know it intellectually, but man, let me tell you, my gut is just like, whoa, whoa. So I'm telling you, stuff's getting ready to happen that is going to make everything you've seen so far look like a joke. And you notice it's all ramping up. This thing hadn't even launched yet. And you're right, I'm trying to scare you to get you into motion, because I'm trying to scare myself. I kick myself in the butt all the time going, what are you doing? Get your butt in gear. All right, I'm going to go to Will, Joe, and others. Let's play this clip of Obama. Here it is.
When incidents like this occur, there's a big chunk of our fellow citizenry that feels as if, because of the color of their skin, they are not being treated the same. And that hurts. And that should trouble all of us.
Does it hurt as much as 52% of blacks being chopped up in the womb? Does it hurt as much as the government shipping the drugs into the community at the federal level? Does it hurt as much as the black unemployment doubling, or the Great Society with LBJ, the guy you say is great, saying, I'm going to have those N-words voting Democrat for the next 100 years. We're going to give them welfare and break up their families. Because the black communities, I'm not defending segregation, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, to quote Nishi. When my dad was a kid, the nicest areas of town that were big, there were rich areas that were white, but they were small. The nicest areas when they go into town were the black areas. Their own hotels, their own cleaners, their own restaurants, everybody wearing suits. All of it blown away in decades of weaponized media. And it's happened to everybody right now. In the 1920s and 30s and 40s, look it up, black households had lower illegitimacy than white households. Now it's upwards of 90%. And that's the same plan for, they beta tested it on the black Americans. And now it's being beta tested on everybody. And we better wake up to it. Obama is a known predator. He's the black face on the New World Order, as we said in the Obama deception. Let's go ahead and talk to Will. And then we're going to go to Joe first, because Will's on another subject of BLM, but we'll get to him. Joe in North Carolina, thanks for calling. You're on the air.
Yeah, I'm just a son of a police officer, and been in a police family all my life, and I just don't understand how people don't understand they're important as far as in the community. Somebody shoots somebody as a mistake. I mean, we got 350 million people in this country, and you have 2 shootings, and people are surprised like that is not going to happen.
Sir, you get one shark attack in California, and they'll tell you for the whole season, half the people don't get in the water, so they don't show up and buy snow cones or go to hotels. And I mean, beach communities have gone bankrupt over one shark attack, sir. It's the same phenomena.
Exactly, and I mean, with the police officers, I've watched what my brother does. I mean, he just had a kid himself, and he's given up everything. He works all the time. All he does is help people. All they do, for the majority of police officers, is just help people. There's a few bad apples. There's bad car salesmen. There's bad.
What there is bad governments in many cases over them. So there are issues, but the point is, it's a total distraction, a total diversion. Where do you think all this is going?
Well, I mean, hell, I would hope you would be focusing on, what Putin is saying with talking about world war, diseases rampant throughout the world. I mean, how about we focus on things that matter, not things that are, made up, by this.
Exactly. If my children are in school and they've got an illegal next to them that's got TB and my kids get it, I'm going to be really pissed. And I'm going to be pissed. Why wasn't the little illegal given medical care? That's exactly. We got thousands of people dying a month from TB. Diseases are exploding, and nothing's being done about it because our government is literally at the top trying to destroy the country. That isn't